Summer's calling, and shackshop.us has you covered. Dive into hot sales on ladies' swimsuits, sleek, stylish, and perfect for pool or beach. Stay connected and on trend with smartwatches that track your every move. Explore the depths with underwater drones and reach new heights with our flying drones. Adventure starts here. Hurry, these deals won't last. Shop now at shackshop.us and make this season unforgettable. shackshop.us, where adventure meets style.
A Democratic Senate candidate who built his campaign around the promise of tackling rising costs is now facing a wave of online criticism after attendees at his election night event were charged steep prices for basic refreshments, most notably nearly $13 for bottled water. Raja Krishnamoorthi, a Democratic congressman representing Illinois and a 5-term member of the House, had positioned himself throughout the race as a strong advocate for economic relief. His messaging consistently emphasized the financial strain facing everyday Americans, arguing that inflation and the cost of living were squeezing families across the state. But critics were quick to point out what they saw as a glaring contradiction when details from his campaign's election night gathering began circulating online. The event, held at a hotel in Chicago, featured a cash bar where supporters reportedly paid premium prices, about $13 for water and roughly $22 for a glass of wine. The pricing quickly became a flashpoint on social media, with commentators from across the political spectrum highlighting the irony of such costs at an event tied to a campaign centered on affordability. Krishnamoorthi's loss in the Democratic primary added further fuel to the moment. He was narrowly defeated by Juliana Stratton, the state's lieutenant governor, after what had been a competitive and closely watched race. The primary drew significant attention not only because of the candidates involved, but also due to the broader national implications, as Democrats continue to refine their messaging ahead of critical midterm elections. Financially, Krishnamoorthi's campaign had been one of the most formidable in the country. He raised more than $30 million, placing him among the top Senate fundraisers nationwide. His campaign also benefited from support by Fairshake, a cryptocurrency-focused super PAC that spent heavily in an effort to influence the race in his favor. Despite this financial advantage, it ultimately wasn't enough to secure a victory. The controversy surrounding the event's pricing quickly spread online. Political strategists, media personalities, and everyday users weighed in, many pointing out the disconnect between campaign rhetoric and real-world optics. Some critics mocked the idea that volunteers and supporters, many of whom dedicate time and energy without compensation, were expected to pay such high prices just to attend the gathering and watch election results unfold. Others compared the drink prices to those found at major sporting venues, suggesting the campaign event was even more expensive than typical stadium concessions. A popular Chicago-based social media account focused on nightlife and bars also joined the criticism, expressing shock at the pricing structure and calling it excessive. The backlash underscores how quickly campaign narratives can be challenged in the digital age, especially when symbolic moments appear to contradict core messaging. For a candidate who repeatedly stressed that life has become simply too expensive, the optics of charging double-digit prices for water proved difficult to defend in the court of public opinion. Throughout his campaign, Krishnamoorthi had emphasized affordability as a defining issue. In interviews, he spoke about the rising cost of housing, groceries, healthcare, and education, framing these pressures as central concerns for Illinois residents. He argued that economic opportunity had stagnated and that families across all age groups were feeling the pinch. That message aligns with a broader strategy among Democrats nationwide, who are increasingly focusing on cost of living concerns as they prepare for upcoming elections. Party leaders such as Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries have repeatedly highlighted affordability as a key issue, aiming to connect with voters frustrated by inflation and economic uncertainty. In contrast to Krishnamoorthi's event, Stratton's election night gathering reportedly offered a different experience. Attendees at her venue were provided with complimentary food and drinks, including an open bar and free sandwiches and sliders, details that further amplified the comparisons circulating online. While campaign events often involve logistical costs and venue pricing beyond a campaign's direct control, the episode illustrates how even small details can take on outsized significance in a competitive political environment. Optics matter, especially when they intersect so directly with a campaign's central campaign theme. Krishnamoorthi's campaign did not immediately respond to requests for comment regarding the pricing at the event, but the episode is likely to remain a talking point in discussions about authenticity, messaging, and the challenges candidates face in aligning their public image with every aspect of their campaign operations. In modern politics, where every moment can be captured, shared, and scrutinized in real time, even something as simple as the price of a bottle of water can become a defining narrative.